What up, everybody? Time to do another video. We're going to do sort of an overview video, not really a review. I think these knives can go without review. I'm going to just show you some features on them. A little bit of background on why I built this kit this way. And any of you guys that like to mess around in the kitchen, no matter what your skill level is, one of the most important tools you'll ever have in the kitchen is your knife set. And you know, we've all got a quote unquote knife set in our kitchen. I've got a couple, and they're just like I have shoes. I have shoes that I mow the yard in, but I don't go out on the town Saturday night wearing those shoes. And my kitchen knives are the same way. I've got beater knives that, you know, I can grab one to open a package. I can just, you know, cut whatever with it. Then I've got my normal kitchen use knives, and that's a cheap set of forged style French pattern knives in a block. And then I have this. This is my chef's roll. No, I am not a chef, even though when I was a very young man, I thought maybe I might be a chef and decided to be a rock star anyway, or otherwise, or instead. And you know what? I didn't do any good at that either. So maybe I should have been a chef. But this is my, when I am feeling frisky, I want to pull these knives. I keep these knives in my safe. These knives are not even out in the house. No other hands are allowed to touch these knives. I would not let my mother use these knives. I would not let the woman I love, my fiance, even look at these knives. These are only for me to use. I only pull them out on special occasions. And you know what? I don't even use them all the time. But they're there just in case I need them. All right. This is a pretty decent little chef's roll right here. It's a semi-rigid. Dadgummit, I hit the camera. Sorry, guys. Semi-rigid fold-out design, multi-compartmented. You've got a place here for writing utensils. You've got a place here for business cards, both of which, believe it or not, are very important to chefs. Then you've got two sections. This velcros down, these flaps velcro down. And you can see we've got the knives right here. Let's center that up. Now, my set is in two parts. On this side, I have my forged stainless stuff. And on this side, I have forged carbon steel stuff. They are totally different, and I'll show you what the difference is, not only in material, carbon steel or stainless steel, but also in style. Now, I'm going to start over here. This is a little more mainstream set here, and these are made by Victorinox. Yes, the same people that make Swiss Army knives. And most people that use kitchen cutlery are familiar with Victorinox because they are one and the same with Forstner brand kitchen knives. And Forstner, their Fibrox series of kitchen knives in a molded Fibrox plastic handle, they are the workhorses of the kitchen world. You will see them from household use to professional use by chefs. They are stamped steel. They're sort of beater, high quality beater type knives, and they are widely used. You go down to Fish Row anywhere on the coast, and you are going to see them in almost every hand cutting fish. They will use these knives until they sharpen them away, and then they'll rebuy them. People love those knives. But this is their higher end forged set. And while my set is not totally complete, I still lack a good cleaver because I've been looking for a vintage cleaver to refurb. And hopefully I'll find that one of these days at a yard sale or flea market or something. But In my forged stainless, I've got 5 pieces. We go all the way from, let's see if I can pull this out. We've got a 3.5 inch paring knife, all the way up to the larger 8-inch chef's knife. Now, a little bit about these pieces. I did a lot of research, and you would be amazed. It was very hard to find information on all of this stuff. But the Victorinox, their Forstner stuff is made in Switzerland, but the forged stuff is not. It is made in Germany. I researched for about an hour. I could not find any firm information on who is manufacturing it. I did find some connections to both Wüsthof and a couple of other German brands. Now, what I can say is the blade steel that these are in is X50 CR 15. Okay, that is a German high carbon stainless. It is basically the same thing that we see in the sort of just regular knife world as 5CR 15 MOV. It is a high carbon stainless. It's typically Rockwelled around the 56 Rockwell point in kitchen knives, in chef's knives, and sometimes you'll see in the larger knives it'll be at a slightly lower Rockwell point for toughness. But these knives are in a as standard. You're going to see this across Henkel and Wüsthof and Messerschmitts and just brand after brand of German knives. This type of build, a forged stainless blade, most of them are in that X50 CRMOV 15 with a 3-rivet handle design. That handle material is POM, which is polyoxymethylene. It's a very tough plastic is basically what it is. It's very hard. It's very easy to work with from what I understand. I think that it is molded to shape and then hand finished for smoothness. Now, these knives are in what you would consider a basic French style. These Victorinox knives are patterned after French chef's knives and kitchen knives. And I found that compared to the Wüsthof and the Henkel and the Messerschmitt, the fit and finish was just as good because one of those companies is making these knives. I'm telling you guys, one of those companies is making these knives. And they are exactly the same as far as fit and finish. The fit and finish on the handle is pretty much perfect, guys. They're very comfortable in hand, very comfortable to use. The blade grinds are fabulous. They are flat ground, very, very, very thin behind the edge with very thin edge profiles on them. I've found the Victorinox stuff that I bought to be very, very, very good in the kitchen. It's easy to resharpen, but it does hold an edge fairly well. Now, of course, that depends on what you're cutting with it, how often you're using it, and what you're cutting against. In my kitchen, I only cut against wood. Wood and polypropylene. Polypropylene for meats and wood for everything else. But very, very good. So we've got in the Victorinox forged stainless, we've got the 8-inch chef. And guys, I'm trying to do this without being cut. Then we've got the 8-inch slicer, a classic slicer. Next, let's see here. We've got a 7-inch Santoku. All right, everybody knows the Santoku fad. Everybody makes them. You're talking about an Asian design, but in with a bunch of French sort of designs now. Then we've got the 6-inch utility. All right. Yeah, I need to clean that blade. Anyway, and then we've got the 3.5 inch. I don't know if they're calling that a 3 inch or 4 inch paring knife, but it's about 3.5 inches. I really, really, really love these knives. They are extreme slicers. I have never owned anything that sliced better than these knives. Guys, I don't even know what the thickness behind the edge is on this chef's knife, but it is. If it's 12 or 15 thousandths, that's about it. Good Lord, that thing is thin behind the edge. All of these knives are. They are fabulous slicers. All right, and that covers my stainless, my forged stainless. And that's what gets used mostly when I use these knives, when I pull them out and I'm feeling, you know, frisky on a Friday night and I'm cooking for people or whatever. My next set is from a company called Citadel. Citadel is not a brand that a lot of people are aware of. This is a brand that is headed up by a French artisan. These products are actually made in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. They are hand forged in carbon steel with the as hammered finish left on them. And they are fabulous, guys. Just the 4 pieces that I have, it took me months to get those. There's only one importer for Citadel knives in the United States. I think it's Blue Ridge is doing that. And then they are, you know, Blue Ridge is a wholesaler distributor. So you've got to sort of trace back from whatever retail establishment you use back through Blue Ridge, and you got to find this stuff. And actually 2 pieces of this, I believe, it's been a couple of years, guys, but I believe I ended up having to order out of Germany from a website there that wasn't even in English. I was just lucky that they had a currency converter. But I love this stuff. It is so very beautiful. And it is Asian-inspired designs. You're going to see more Japanese-inspired designs here. They are in DNH7 carbon steel, which is basically 1075, 7.75% carbon. And these are beautiful. Look at this, guys. You've got your as hammered finish with inclusions. They are a convex grind with basically a 0 edge on it. They are differentially heat treated, and I'm going to try to they do have a hamon. They are etched and then polished out to bring that hamon out. They are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knives. I mean, you get that in your hand, guys, and I don't know, there's a magic to it. They are in a thicker blade stock than the Victorinox forged. It's a little bit heavier, and they are in a traditional round handle profile. This particular one, which is the 9.25 inch slicer, is in bamboo with ebony collar. And it's beautiful, guys. I mean, really, it is beautiful. All right. And then we're going to go on to the second piece of that. This is a square tip chef's knife is what they're selling it as. And again, this is hand hammered, hand forged, including inclusions. This is not fake stuff. It is differentially heat treated, and I've got this stuff rubbed down with mineral oil, so you may not be able to see the hamon. But it's got a square tip design that is sharpened. You know what? I don't know what I would use that for. Some sort of push cut, but I've just never used it for that. I use this more as a santoku than anything. You can see It's a little, you know what? It's not that much more of a straight edge than, a regular Santoku. But you can see there's sort of a parallel in overall design, except for the square tip, of course. And then again, you're in the round handle design. This is again in bamboo, but with a rosewood collar. And guys, this stuff is just, it is beyond beautiful. It is beyond beautiful. All right. Then the next piece we're going to do is what they call their 5-inch chef's knife. And you can see, guys, this is not a French profile. This is a much more Asian-oriented profile. You can see in that chef's knife versus the Victorinox, the French pattern here, the Asian pattern here. Again, hand-hammered, hand-forged, differentially heat-treated. You can see the hammer there. The edge, guys, I want to get that edge in. I'll just turn that edge right there. Look at that edge. Okay? It is super thin, guys. God, these things are beautiful. Now this piece, the handle, also in the round handle, but it is not in bamboo. It's in a hardwood. It's a white hardwood. So I'm thinking it may be some species of oak. I could be wrong. These are made in Cambodia, and I don't know, the variety of tree types they have there. But then it's got a rosewood collar on it also. Again, beautiful work. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful work, guys. To work with one of these, to use it, is just, it's pleasurable. It's pleasurable, guys, to just take it out. And I tell you what I do. It's sort of funny. I will be slicing with one of these, and the next thing I know, I've just been standing there for 2 or 3 minutes looking at it. I'm not even cutting anything. I'm just standing there looking at the knife. It's just that beautiful to me. And then the last piece I have in this is a smaller version of that chef's knife style, what they're considering chef's knife, and you can see the hammer on that. Look at how beautiful that is, guys. I don't know what they call, there's terms in the science of the hamon for the way that the hamon comes out, whether it's cloudy or whatever. But I want you to see that. That is fairly complex, guys. God, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The juxtaposition from the dark, hammered surface into the grind and down to that again, the edge, guys, it is pretty much a zero ground convex edge, and it's got a very teeny tiny, I mean just super fine micro bevel along the edge of it. And I'm trying to catch this, guys, and I know the camera's giving me a hard time, so I apologize, but this stuff is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Citadel cutlery, guys. Citadel cutlery. They do a lot of things. They do folders and fixed blades, and they do Japanese swords. Their reputation for their Japanese swords is very good. This is all hand-forged, handmade stuff. I've seen video and photos of their shop in Cambodia, and to me it looked like an old bombed out World War II era manufacturing facility where it's just concrete floors and metal walls and open windows with no glass in them, and you see out the window it's rainforest right up to the building. This is not, a modern manufacturing facility with any type, no type of CNC. They are hand forging. They are smelting their own steel sometimes. Now, the DNH7, I'm sure they get that from a supplier, but I believe that some of their swords, they are hand smelting the steel that they're using. I could be wrong about that, but it is truly handmade. It is not like when you get a modern American, folding knife where it says handmade on the box because it was assembled by hand and everything else is done by CNC machines. I mean, every little thing about these blades is done by hand. And you know what? It is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff, guys. And, as beautiful as it is, this Victorinox stuff, this is a more classic, modern, professional, French pattern, chef oriented type of series. And, as beautiful as the Citadel stuff is, this stuff right here is beautiful in its own way. And it is the sliciest cutlery I've ever owned of any type. It doesn't matter. I've paid nearly $1,000 for knives, for a single knife, and it, wasn't anywhere near as slicey as this right here. This is just so very well done, so thinly ground. This product, the Victorinox Forged, for what it is, it has a reputation in the community as being slightly more a lower price point than its competitors, even though it is the same exact thing. If you look at the classic 3-rivet POM type handle across Wusthof and Henkel and Messerschmitt and all of that, they're at a slightly higher price point than the Victorinox stuff is, even though they're probably made in the same damn place, guys. You know what? I can't say that this stuff is made by Wusthof. That's the connection that I saw online, even though I couldn't prove it, so I'm not going to say it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I worked at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, they have an insane kitchen cutlery section downstairs, and they carry every known brand of kitchen cutlery. You can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on kitchen cutlery there. And I went through all of that stuff, and I looked at things just under a microscope, and I actually tested things. And for the money, I chose the Victorinox stuff. I liked it as well, and it performed as well as any of the other brands in the same type of build. It's German made, fabulous stuff. And then the Citadel stuff made in Cambodia, and just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And guys, that's my kitchen cutlery set, my special, only take it out for special occasions set. And you know what? It took me about 2 years to build this set. I bought like a 3-piece set in this, and then I added a couple of pieces, and then over here in the Citadel, I literally had to track this stuff down. I was able to buy 2 pieces when I was at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, because they carry Citadel. I was able to buy 2 pieces. I believe the slicer and the square nose I bought there. And then this other set, the chef's knives, the set that they call the 2-piece Hocho set, H-O-C-H-O, that's the set that I had to order out of Germany. I think it was out of Germany, guys, because I just could not find it anywhere in the United States. No one had it. And it was worth every penny and every bit of the effort that it took to get it. So, you know what? Not everybody cooks, and not everybody's going to spend a lot of money on kitchen cutlery, because even my cheap kitchen cutlery, I can sharpen it and make it perform, and it's there. It can be thrown down in the sink and, then thrown up in the dish drain and whatnot, and it's in a block on the countertop. But this stuff right here, there's an aspect to using it that makes what you are doing with it feel special. And when you are into cooking, Those meals that you prepare that are special meals, maybe for special people or special occasions, that's what calls for something like this. And I'm really, really happy that I had the opportunity to put this set together. And hopefully one day I'll get it finished and find me a cleaver. But you know what? I just wanted to show you guys. I wanted to, show something different on my channel, which is mostly tactical folders and firearms and, outdoor survival fixed blades and whatnot. And, this is a radically different area for cutlery. And I just wanted to show it. And, show off that, the tactical world and the survival world is not the only world when it comes to cutlery. There's a air-conditioned, running water, electric oven world that cutlery fits into also. All right, guys. Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my videos. I appreciate every one of you, and God bless all of you, and we will talk to you later.